So I get the great pleasure to speak about club service projects this afternoon, and it's a little bit ironic because I'm having to go through this presentation to get my green dot removed, yet I am giving part of the presentation. So I guess that means I jumped up into I took Nick's leadership thing quite seriously. But let me start by talking a little bit about the Rotary International Avenues of Service, and these are areas of service set forth by the by International, and you'll see as we go through this that our club is quite impressive in that we hit a lot, if not all of these areas of service through our particular programs. Club service focusing on making clubs strong, which of course is extremely important, including the leadership, present and future. Vocational service, calling on every Rotarian to work with integrity and contribute their expertise to the problems and the needs of society. Community service, encouraging every Rotarian to find ways to improve the quality of life for people in their communities and to serve the public interest, which we are very familiar with. Youth service recognizes the importance of empowering youth and young professionals through leadership development programs, and international service exemplifies our global reach in promoting peace and understanding. So to go through, I've organized this, talking with Nick, talking with Lisa, and the best way to organize this. There's a lot of ways that we do service in the community, but I want to start with the ones that are our owned or club branded service projects that really stem from and come out of this club and our branded Schenectady Rotary Club. And this is one that is very relevant because it's coming up next week. Wayne just spoke about it a little bit, but the Vale Park cleanup is something, I don't know how many years has that been now, Wayne?
About 4. Prior to that, we did I-890 cleanup.
Yes, right.
Broadway and Michigan Avenue.
Yes.
For I don't know how many years, maybe 30 years?
Not that long, but about 20 maybe.
20.
Yeah, but this has been for the last 4 years, and this is the park right on Mount Terrace, right next to my side, and it's undergone quite a bit of improvement over the last 4 or 5 years. I actually used to serve on the Vale Park Steering Committee, in addition to helping with Rotary. But it's a pathway to the Great Vale Cemetery. It connects different neighborhoods. It's got a great green space right on the edge of downtown. And because of the use and the activity, it gets pretty dirty. So twice a year, in spring and fall, we get a group of people together. It's great to hear we have 17 people signed up. It's next Thursday, the 21st, 11:30-ish to 1. Gather, have a great sandwich, a little meal, some socializing, and then we get to work, either working on some of the flower beds or some of the picking up the litter. And it really does make an impact because there's a lot of focus. The city's putting money into this space. There's been a brand new, they've moved the jungle gym to the front. They've got some new swings down there. So they're really trying to make it a more usable public space. So that's one of our ideas. And then I am not going to do this any justice, so I do have Andy and I do have Brian here to help me out. But in terms of our international focus, and I've seen Brian give and Andy give multiple presentations, and I never cease to be amazed and impressed at the amount of work that we've done for this project. But in Haiti, the water filter project, how many now? Over 600?
645, but who's counting?
645, working with Club, what is it, 7020? Down in
District is 70.
District 7020. And then our club and other clubs is providing these filtration systems to Managu. Am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Yes, area, which, with everything Haiti's gone through with, not only political upheaval, but just the conditions and the poverty and the earthquakes, and it's just been, extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get any kind of potable drinking water. So these are doing a phenomenal the fact that one of these systems lasts 10 years and can produce 1 million gallons of water for people that wouldn't have access to it otherwise is amazing. So this is ongoing. Yes.
We're supposed to be going back next month if we can.
So
We're getting these cute blondes to work with us too, which is really nice.
you might recognize in the other half of that one. But along those lines, kind of hand in glove with that is the Clean Water Project. And this is a much more comprehensive, if you will, project to create an actual well in Marugu and to actually, 30,000 people that live there, I believe. And there's the ability to drill a clean well, chlorinate the water, and create distribution stations. 12 access points, I guess, is the ultimate goal. And again, that would be other than the individual standalone filtration systems. This would be a much larger, more global project for that area. And so what is the current status on that? Do we know where things are just with everything going on?
Well, you want to speak to that?
Sure. So that's part of what we'll be doing on our trip in a few months is to get the players together and find out where the check, and especially the situation with the violence, to make sure that we can get the
Correct.
That the equipment is actually can get to the place where it needs to get to.
Yes, because I'm sure you've all heard about the recent assassination of the president. So the political, it was tentative at best earlier on, and now it's probably
It's anarchy is what it is.
It's anarchy down there.
Yeah.
Well, there's one road that runs west, the National Highway 2, there's a choke point between Port-au-Prince and Carrefour, which is right next door, where it's not safe. And in fact, one of the people that we've been working with was murdered there about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't so much that he was murdered, he was just in a public transportation conveyance in a bus, and he just happened to be driving by as the gangs were shooting at the police precinct, and they shot through the bus and through our friend. So he left behind a wife and 3 daughters, and he was a school teacher. But our concern is that the people in that picture, they are the people that have no say in the government. They're the ones that are having to drink contaminated water, and they are the ones that are getting sick and can't go to school, can't go to work because they are sick. And so we're the heroes. The challenge is whether or not we can overcome the obstacles of working in an anarchistic country. That's
Right.
we're Rotarians, so that's what we do. We run into problems, not from them.
Right. So difficulty, but not deterred. Going to keep moving forward on that. But I think, this has gotten so much attention locally, regionally, probably even nationally on the efforts. So this is something we should all be very proud of to be associated with our club, and especially with Brian, Andy, and everyone who's gotten involved. And if you'd like to figure out how you can contribute or get more involved, you could certainly speak with them. Another one of the branded signature projects, and I think Mark Sheehan is on Zoom if he wanted to say anything. I spoke with him last week a little bit. But this is a program, again, if you look back to the avenues of service, youth leadership was one of the important avenues, and this ticks that box quite well. This is a program at the Steinmetz Career and Leadership Academy in Mount Pleasant. And this includes a number of different steps. One of the most substantial is an area where clothing can be donated, and the students at the academy can get clothes for interviews, job prep, things like that, so they can be as professional as possible. And also part of the program is bringing in people to stress the importance of interview skills and soft skills, and also bring in people like probably many of you here who could come and speak about what they do and how their career has gone and what opportunities they may have. So Mark, is there a way to get Mark if he wanted to say anything or no?
There is, he's on there.
All right, Mark.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you have any updates on, I know we spoke a little last week, but if you wanted to give a quick update?
Sure. I spoke with Andy Yackler. You might remember Andy. We gave him an award earlier this year He's our point person at the Steinmetz Career Leadership Academy. Things at the high school are a tad bit chaotic right now. There's a new superintendent, I guess some new administrators, COVID. They're dealing with so much over there right now. But what Andy's looking to do is to pull together speakers that coincide with each of the four career areas at the Steinmetz Career Leadership Academy, which are studio art, business, computer-assisted design, and culinary, and including some career preparation, basic skill classes on resume writing and applications and interviewing skills, and our own Nick Clay, who does a Finance 101 with the students. So I'm in the process now of working with the faculty there to pull this together virtually, since really we can't get into the school right now. They're not permitting visitors, which precludes our ability to get into the director clothing room and to take donations. Many people have contacted me from the club. I'm very grateful, and I unfortunately had to tell people, ask people to please hold on to their donations until we get the green ticket to get back into the school. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get this program up and running by late this year, early 2022, when we get things organized. So please appreciate your patience, and thank you for your support, and I'll definitely keep you posted. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much, Mark. And you know, that really speaks to the challenge over the last year. I joined the club officially back in January of 2020, right before everything shut down. So thank you to, I did agree last summer to tag team service projects with Del Pierce, and took over individually under Ellen this year. And it's nice that we're beginning to, because last year virtually everything was, anything in person was not able to be done. We did get to do our cleaning because we were outside and do that, but some of these projects, not so much, but we really look forward to being able to pick these back up again. And then what I'm calling ad hoc service projects, a couple of these have happened this year already. You probably are familiar with the fact that under Ellen, our current president, Ellen McHale, she really does want to have a focus on the environment wherever possible. So we had organized a few volunteer cleanups in the community. Back in August, we had one in downtown Schenectady on North J Street in the Little Italy section. And then again on September 25th, a group of us were up at the Cocoa House, the after-school program for the neighborhood kids up on Stanley Street, and we cleaned up all around. I mean, looks like $1 million now. They had a lot of landscaping, so thanks to all of our folks that helped with that. And then others, as scheduled, suggested. Minutes before I left today, Lisa sent an email that there was a woman up on Eastern Avenue in that neighborhood who happened to see publicity for our cleanup days and wanted to know if we might be able to assist with them up there. So that's something we'll definitely look into. But it's great that people, when you do things like this, people are looking to the club as a resource. With these two, I know the first couple of them have been on weekends, and I know it can be difficult, but in order for these to get done timely, I mean, the more hands, the better, right? If we got 17 people at the park, that's gonna go like that. And even if we have, 8-10 people at one of these cleanups, it can make a huge difference. So then the other side of things is what I have here, volunteer service projects, or what do you call them, like where we serve other, these are ones that they're not our branded projects, but we offer assistance through our club membership to other groups. An example would be the SICM, Schenectady Community Ministries, their summer lunch program. They hand out free lunches in the summer, and often there'll be a sign-up sheet that goes around to see if you can show up. That was last summer up at Mount Pleasant Middle School. And it's just a good opportunity to get out, and both see the kids, see the families, get out in the neighborhoods, and also get some great exposure for what Rotary does. There's the Salvation Army bell ringing. This is probably all familiar, to raise money through you see them on the street corners and different places around our community and other communities. And again, the sign-up sheet can go around for that. And I'm sure we'll get more information in the months ahead. And then this is probably one of the more important things I want to talk about is future service projects, which may not have happened. I just want to make it clear that all service projects, whether they end up being club branded or whether or not they are us going out and helping somebody else, comes from within the club. It's not a group of special people sitting in a room somewhere deciding what the service projects are going to be. It's really whatever you can think of, your ideas, your imagination, but in order to make it a process, if you can think of something you think we might be able to own and might be able to put the resources toward, or something we might be able to say, hey, let's get a half dozen of people or so out to help at the library book sale, or to help, I know there's a thing, Habitat for Humanity. I know recently we got something from Schenectady East Rotary about their
Yes, they really need help.
yes, assistance with their senior center up on State Street. So things like that are all fair game. If you do have an interest, you can certainly contact me. And then Nick recently, I'm in the process of updating it. I'll send it out to the whole club. There's going to be a service project form you can fill out, and then we can discuss it. I can discuss it then with Ellen, and if it's something we feel we want to move forward with, we can bring the details to the club, see what the general feeling is, and then make a decision on next steps. So be thinking about it. Like I said, anything is fair game, but the more things we can do out in the community, people are noticing, the better it is for Rotary, the better it is for membership, the better it is for our community. So that's service projects. Hope we did okay for a new guy.
Very good.
So, thank you.
Very well done.
Awesome. As we're wrapping up, we are asking that if you guys could take these bags with you. They're Clink bags, and it's pretty simple. You purchase the green Clink bags at any participating retailer.
You don't have to, we already purchased the bags. Take the bags.
They're free.
Take the bags.
Put the barcode.
You
on
fill
the
them
bag.
with returnable bottles
Bring them to a Hannaford.
and bring them to a Hannaford. Take the bags.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we have more bags. If you need more than what's on the table, anyone who's got, a billion seltzer cans at home, great place for them.
Seltzer.
Seltzer was a thing for the past year and a
I
half.
don't think so.
Happy to
No one else is drinking White Claw?
White Claw and Trues.
Maybe you should explain the process a little bit more
Right,
detail.
all right, so you put the barcode sticker on the green bag, and then you fill it up with all of your bottles and cans, anything with a 5-cent return on it. Go to any Hannaford. When you get into the Hannaford in the lobby area, you'll find a sign that says Clink. There's a scanner there. You scan the bag, and then you open the door and you toss the whole bag into it. So you don't have to pull all your bottles and cans out, and then all the value of that comes onto an account owned by our club, and then we put it towards our service projects.
That's a good idea, I like that.
Yes.
I just want to say, and I'm really bad at this, I haven't done it for you at all, but you also have that, you guys have been trying to track our other volunteer, any other volunteers and that we do in the community. I don't necessarily fill it out, but, right, I mean, weren't you tracking?
To track hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh.
Rotary International. Like,
Wow, that's going back.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rotary
so we're not
International
doing it
wants.
anymore?
We're just not good at it. Rotary International wants us to track our hours, and it's any volunteer work you do, for Rotary or otherwise, because ultimately what they do is they use it for promotions to say Rotarians around the world are putting in billions of service hours, but it's like truly quantifiable.
Yeah.
Because Rotarians are serving their communities, either through their Rotary Club or otherwise.
Sort of like McDonald's when they used to actually keep track of how many
Billions and
burgers they
billions
sold.
and
Now they just say
billions and
billions.
I remember that. They would change the number up on the
Yep.
little
Yeah.
M.
Yeah, shows how old you are, Nick.
I'd like at this time to ask Mark Judah.
Hey, Rado, we only have 4 people in, so that's the last call. Now's a good chance to still buy your tickets. I'll still feel your money.
Only 4.
There's only 4 people
And
in.
Mike Rockbig isn't here.
And if anybody on Zoom wants to put their money in through the account, I'll grab the tickets for you.
Mark, how much is a ticket?
Well, there's 5 for the arm length, $5 for the arm length, and 3 for 2.
3 for 2,
Two for-
5 for an arm.
I'll call some.
That's a good incentive for the arm length. That's better than offering the medium.
While we're selling more
Marty's
tickets,
already
That's right.
Whoever owns this part,
Somebody brings in a little
we have a
baby.
different cars that goes down by the car.
15.
We're talking like an Amy arm's length or.
No, there it's a justified arm's length. I think it's like 15
I'm
tickets.
just
I believe.
gonna toss out there, there's Post-it notes on your tables. We didn't have a lot of time for Q&A because there were a lot of information today. If you have questions about leadership, service, or any of the other training we've done, throw it on a Post-it note, leave it on your table. Okay? In case there
Hey, you
were
go.
questions we didn't address.
You know.
It's the most industrial light I've ever used.
Okay. We're gonna get your headset.
Yep.
Okay, here's my arm.
Thank you.
So if you have an idea for a service project, you want to volunteer for a leadership position, you have general questions,
But also, I just want to say that Joanne's been really good
Yeah.
about putting service opportunities that come to any of us into our weekly newsletter as well. So there was a legal project kind of thing that was in there most recently.
absolutely. And stuff like that doesn't have to go through full-on committee. I mean, if it's just a call for volunteers and it has to be timely, send it to Joanne for the newsletter. And then when you show up, try to wear a Rotary shirt, let them know you're a Rotarian.
That's right.
While we're wrapping up, I'd like to announce that next week we have Emma White, who will be our speaker. I'm looking forward to this. She is a Summer Olympics
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next week is Vail.
Next week is Vail Park. I love real-time autocorrect. In 2 weeks, and I am looking forward to this. Emma White, who is our Summer Olympics medal winner, is going to be speaking in 2 weeks. And next week, Vail Park, 12 o'clock, sharp. Sandwiches.
$10.
And will we have gloves for Seth?
I'm all out.
All out.
I sold through 600 pairs of Asian work gloves.
That's it. Everybody's in, right? All right.
Do they sell those online?
They do not, no, I carried them back from Haiti.
That would be a great resource.
People do
Are you
need
in?
to renew.
Well, if you want me to get more, I can get more next time I
You
go.
pulling one?
Well, I mean, for them on eBay, you can sell them and they can increase their revenue.
You should.
And we know that.
Put together a marketing plan.
Yep.
That's how I think. I help people make money. The ticket is 689976 Trace 3.
763.
3. You got it?
All right.
It's because it's beginner's luck.
It really
You
is.
knew I was gonna.
I see it all the time.
They fix it.
Now
That's
see
why
if your
I
beginner's luck will draw the ace.
Yeah,
The Joker.
Joker, whatever it is.
Joker.
Perfect. Okay.
perfect.
Card,
Big
card.
money, big money.
Any card. Don't let me see it.
Well,
Alright, what is
Now
it?
show to us.
What have you got?
I got 8.
Eight.
Hey,
You
might
made a
want-
$3 profit, how's that?
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
tear that up and don't
There's
put
some
it back
incentive
in.
to come back.
Okay, no, actually, somebody needs to.
Oh, someone put it back in?
Maximize our profit if we don't.
All right, very good. Right on time.
Did it once.
And so, if you can't make it,
Make it up.
and better yet,
Make it.
Take it.
let's-
Goodbye, everyone.
Very good.
Bye, everyone.
Is there a-
Bye, bye. Take care, Fred. Bye, Del.
Bye,
see you
everybody.
later. Bye.
Bye, everybody on Zoom.
Bye, Zoomers.